Hi, y'all. My name is Denasia, and I am a 22-year-old Type A Black girl from Las Vegas who just moved to New York City last year to work for L'Oreal as a financial analyst.
Hey y'all, my name is Faith, and I'm a 23-year-old Type A Black girl from AZ living in Denver, working remotely for Cisco as a business analyst.
Season 5 is here, and we cannot wait to share more about our personal lives, working big girl jobs,
relationships, and life in general as Type A Black girls. Hope you enjoy.
Where's the lady with the list? There's an ongoing list of just things that just happen. Like you lose your hair. I heard one girl nipple fell off.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Type A Black Girls.
Hi guys.
This is our first episode doing videos. This is why we're a little bit right now.
Why am I so nervous?
I know. I think you guys always hear our voice. No, you guys only hear our voices. Then you guys see like little clips and stuff on Instagram of our lives. But this is real, you know?
No, this is like up close and personal. Like we agreed on this one because before we were like, should we do video on the other ones? And we were like, nah, not yet. Like, let's do it on the next one. And we just kept pushing it back until literally this episode. So.
Yeah. And I just want to say welcome to all of our new girlies. We love you guys. We saw you coming from the TikTok, and we saw one girlie. She was like, "I love the shopaholic one," and we all know who that is.
We did. I said, "Is this play about us?" Like I knew off bat that was about me. So thank you guys, and thank you guys especially if you started from the bottom. Like if you really scrolled all the way down and started episode 1. We always recommend the girlies to do that because you're going to hear our whole story and like how we met, our backgrounds, everything, and then just work your way up. Because not to say they go in chronological order, but like life-wise.
They do.
Our updates, we reference old episodes. So any new girlies, start from the top, work your way up. And when we're on off season, it helps too to have like episodes to listen to.
No, huge facts. So like we said, this is our first video. We're going to do 5 video, 5 audio. And if the girlies actually pull through, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe. We have some big things coming if y'all actually pull through. And I know y'all will. Okay.
I have faith in our girlies. Like when I tell you the Type A Black Girls family, like it really be feeling like a family. I feel like if anything happened between us, like in our personal lives that was like bad, the girlies would be sending flowers. Like we really love our listeners. Like y'all are really down for us. So if you want to see this what we're doing on video upgrade a little bit more, we go
a bit more.
Yeah, we gonna need the subscribers. We gonna need an ad or two that y'all might have to listen through and not click. And we gonna take it from there. But I mean, if you're already watching this on YouTube, you already got the first step down. But if you're not and you want to transition, our YouTube will be in the bio of this episode and also on our Instagram page. You can look on our link tree, and that has literally every link to everything. So be sure to follow us on Instagram and on YouTube if you haven't already.
Yeah, big facts. Yeah. All right, moms, let's go ahead and get into our rose, bud, and thorn. If you're new here, rose is something good that happened in your week. Bud, something that you're looking forward to. And thorn, something that is horrible or went wrong in your week. So, moms, you want to go first?
Yeah. So, the day we're filming this, my rose is that Beyonce kicked off her tour in Stockholm today. And baby, when I tell you, I was literally on like random people's lives from like Stockholm. That's in Sweden, right? I don't know where it is, but I know I was there too. That's what I know. I was literally like watching everyone's lives to make sure I could be experiencing the first ever version of it, because I know this lady is gonna change it up for each city, but it's like, I just want to know what I'm getting myself into, and I need to learn the dances now, because by the time July comes around and I have my cowgirl hat on, like I need to make sure I'm executing, because if she sees me and she brings me on stage, I need to be, sometimes she does that.
Do you have the outfit yet?
Not yet, moms. I was waiting to see what the vibes was. Like, are we going with cowgirl? Or are we going more alien futuristic? So now that I've seen the entire show now, I now know what to do. Like, I love this lady down. Like, I just realized.
You do.
Oh, yeah. I love this lady down. So yeah, that's my rose, because I really do love her. My bud is I'm going to Vegas this weekend. So if y'all don't know, I'm from Vegas. I basically decided I'm going to surprise my mom for Mother's Day. And really, this was just my own lack of like coordination on my part, because this was giving a very much type P trip, and I just literally forgot to tell her. And I called my dad, and I was like, "Yes, when I come to Vegas." He was like, "When you come to Vegas? What you talk about? You ain't let us know that." I said, okay. So he was like, well, don't tell mom. And I was like, okay, say less. So long story short, she works on 7 p.m. on Thursday night to 7 a.m. She's a nurse. So she works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 12-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I fly in at 11:59 p.m. So I'm flying on Thursday night. I'm stay the night, and then she's gonna come home around like 8 a.m. and I'm gonna just walk downstairs and be like, Mom, where'd you put this? Or like I'm gonna just come down wearing her clothes. And she's gonna freak out. And yeah, so I'm surprising my mom, and we'll see. She works on actual Mother's Day, so we might have to celebrate like and do all our festivities either on Friday night or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Saturday is my line sister's graduation, which is also part of the reason I'm there.
Joyce?
Yes, Joy and Blair are graduating.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you know, I had to be there for that. Like
that
yeah, because they were there on mine, so I really had to make sure I was pulling through. So my thorn is that, as y'all can see, now that we have video, you guys can see the state of my nails. And right now it's giving nubby. Like I'm down terrible. And basically I didn't have time to get my nails done, but I went to this nail shop. And when I tell you it was the worst nails I've ever had, on the second day, like 3 of my nails cracked in the half. Like my nail was like cracked and bleeding. It was terrible.
What?
And I think it's because the lady had an attitude with me. And it was an attitude from the second I started, because when I came in, I just realized when you go to one of these nail shops, you got to start asking up front, how much is it? And a lot of them don't be clear about them prices. They be making it up as they go. If they like you, they gonna give you a discount. If they don't, they up in the charge. So when I first walked in, I said, how much for a full set, medium length coffin, like no design, just all red. She talking about, oh, and then she gonna talk to somebody else, ask him, ask the other guy, ask him. I said, so it take 3 of y'all to know the price list? So I said, I just want to be clear before we get started. And she was like, well, do you want gel polish or regular polish? I said, whatever polish you got. Turns out they don't even use polish. They do powder, which means they literally, moms, they dip your hand in the powder, put clear gel on, dip it again. I said, so what? You gonna use red powder? You're not even using red polish. So why would you? So I was just very clear on the prices because I know how they do, especially in New York. They'll be really sketchy about them prices. So I think that she was mad that I asked. And the lady who did my toes was real mean. Like, she was like pulling my leg. She was like, stay still. I'm like, you're literally scraping the bottom of my foot. Like, I'm itchy. I'm literally ticklish. I'm ticklish, right? So when it came to the tip, I was like, I have been mistreated, beaten, and battered this entire experience. So I left a smaller tip than usual, which isn't I left less than 20%. I probably left like 10% of the tip. Yeah. And she literally stops me and is like, that's all you're going to do? I said, you haven't spoken a full sentence to me this entire time. And the second that I ask about these damn nails, you bring out your best sentence to ask me, that's it? I said, ma'am, I'm not doing this with you. She's like, well, you should just know that all these people, clear as day, moms, clear as day. Before this, it was like half sentences. Like I playing dumb. Clear as day. She's like, well, you should just know all these workers in here are working off tips only. I said, don't you own this shop? She said, yes. I said, well, then whose problem is that? Yeah, because I'm with the workers, baby. Raise them wages. I'm not playing like it was so sick. And I'm convinced that because she was the one that did my fingernails, I'm convinced she purposely made them sorry. Yeah. But I still have to say, I ended up having to take them all off and soak them off because my nails were literally going to they were going to crack and bleed. And I ended up putting a fake one on. And I went to the office on Monday. And when I tell you, I literally walked in the elevator and one of them just popped off. Why the man standing next to me going to pick it up, talk about you dropped this? Hands me my white nail.
Here you go.
He said, you dropped this. And you know it's small and trying to get it off the floor. He took effort to try to peel it off the floor. Go hand it back to you, talk about you dropped this. Now I'm looking at him, one nail missing, no glue. What am I supposed to do with that? You could have just left it. It was giving humiliation tactic. That's what it was giving because you knew that it was fake. You knew it was intentional. So yeah, oh my God. That was my week, moms. What about you?
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Rose, if you guys have been following for honestly, especially if you came from TikTok, you're going to see my man. If you're on Instagram, you're going to see my man. If you listen to this podcast, you're going to hear about my man at least once, probably 15 times. I am moved in with my man, and I'm so freaking excited. Like this
Pre-wife.
is girl, pre-wife era vibes. Okay, pre-wife era, and no boxes have been unpacked because like it really feels like we just reset the honeymoon phase. Like being long distance kind of actually sucked. Like all those TikToks, they're like things to do when you're long distance. We're busy. And we both understand that we're busy. Like we can't just sit on the phone and play a Sudoku puzzle together. We're just not. Sorry, we're not doing that. Like, oh, buy each other Lego sets and build it on FaceTime. It's not the same. Okay. No. And I've never even once purchased a Lego set. Not even for our little brother Griffin. Okay. So yes, very excited to be in Denver. This June will be my last month because the thing is I left 1 month early before, so I have to pay June's rent, and then that will be the last time I pay rent ever in my life. So
can we have a where are the sound effects, man? Can we have a round of applause, baby? Because
round of applause, baby, make that clap.
Drop it to the flow, like yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my road. This has been really good. But no, like it's been a long time coming. Like long distance sucked. I don't know how people do it for more than even a day. I did it for a freaking year, and it sucked. But yeah, with my man, great times. I've been making him breakfast every morning before he leaves to work. We've been like watching we've been catching up on Succession. So now we're gonna catch up on Ted Lasso. I've been making dinner every night. Like very much housewife vibes. You know, it's balance. You pay the rent. I pay the food. It's good. But it's a partnership. It's all about balance. Like, you're not going 50-50.
Hey, what's that lady name? That was
Shara 7 or something like Shira.
Sprinkle.
There we go. You know.
I know. Come on.
I know. Okay, so my bud is I'm seeing my sisters this weekend and my mom, and I'm so excited. This will be my last flight for a while because I every other paycheck, every non-rent paycheck, I've got 1 or 2 flights. Like that's where all my disposable income has been going to. So it's like, girl, I just want to sit down. Like I know people are always like, oh, I want to travel. Girl, I have traveled. I have been to some states. Everything's been great. I just want to sit down and be with my man. That's it. Okay. And I want to stop spending money on checked bags. I'm really irritated about that. Okay. So, but we'll get into that in a bit. Yeah. So seeing my sisters and stuff. And of course, I'm the type A planner girly of the family. Okay. Especially in our 4. So my sister's boyfriend, Banks, CJX Banks on Instagram, a really good photographer if you're in Arizona, tap in. Or if you want to fly him out, really great. My sister was supposed to ask him, hey, can you take pictures? Because my mom wants to have this brown skinned girl photo shoot.
Brown skin girl.
I'm like, I don't know what family she saw on Facebook that she wanted to recreate, but she had been wanting to do this brown skin girl photo shoot for many months now, maybe in years. Okay. So basically Hope was like, oh, I haven't asked him. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to book a JC Penney shoot because I know at least they're going to pull through. Then I'm like, hey, Hope, we can't go to Sedona because we were going to go to Sedona to watch the sunrise because you didn't ask your boyfriend to do pictures for us. And she's like, oh, I asked him and he said yes. You didn't want to relay that information back to me?
Why was that not in the Google Doc?
Now my itinerary is thrown off. So then I'm like, okay. And then the dresses we were going to order, they didn't send their sizes in time. And it's talking about it's going to come on Monday. It can't come on Monday. So now we got to go to so now the itinerary is Saturday, I come in. Okay. Then we go to Arizona Mills, find outfits. It's going to be way more expensive than just doing Shein. Okay. Easily. So I am buying all the outfits. Okay. Cause I'm just like, I want to make sure this is a perfect Mother's Day for my mom because this is her first Mother's Day being an empty nester. And it's really something for her, you know? It like her whole life has been consumed by her children. So it's weird. Okay. So I was like, all right, Saturday, I fly in. We're going to get these outfits, put on makeup, take the pictures, the brown skin girl pictures. Y'all see on my story. I don't know what they have to look like. Okay. On Sunday, we're going to drive to Sedona probably at 4 a.m. to get the sunrise and then come back. And then I have a steakhouse dinner for lunch, steakhouse lunch ready for her at Capitol Grill. So that is the plan. And I'm paying for the outfits and the steakhouse dinner for me and my mom. So.
And the gag is, the outfits could have been a significantly less price if we would have just had time for that Shein 5 to 7 day shipping. Real simple.
And in the midst of all this, I'm trying to move. Like, it's just like the big sisters are just big sistering around.
And it never ends, even when you're out the house. In fact, I think it goes up a notch. I would argue.
You'd win. Stamp of approval vibes. Like, yeah. So that is my bud, but I'm very excited. My sister's like, oh my gosh, you guys are going to be all in the same place. Like, her and my mom live in the same state, but like, they don't really be getting together unless we all together. So I'm just excited to be with my sister and stuff. We're going to be arguing, but that's sisters.
That's what we do.
Exactly. And my thorn is my boxes and my checked bags all together are about $1,000. Yeah.
1,000?
So my
30,000. Wait, so break it down because that don't make no sense. You had more checked bags than boxes though.
I did, but so if you don't buy the boxes from USPS, which is where I shipped it from, they do a $15 fee on top of whatever the amount is because it's a non-USPS box. Okay. And then if it's longer than the dimensions that they want, they attack on a fee with that. And then if it's over 50 pounds, they attack on a fee for that. And then it was across the country. So that was a fee in and of itself. Yeah. So one box was like $150 and I had planned for $450. Okay. One box was $150. I had to do a small box for jackets. That was like $50. So now we had $200. Then another one was like $224. I was not expecting that $224. My coworker was like, oh,
$224.
Yes, bro. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, I mean, he was like, my friend wasn't going to talk about some. Yeah, it probably would have been cheaper if you did 2 small boxes. Okay, well, I didn't. And now we're here.
We didn't know that at the time.
We literally did it. So yeah. And then my checked bags, if you're flying with a lot of bags, go to Southwest because you get 2 free bags. And that girl helped me. And then all together, that was $275. Okay. You know what? I'm rounding up. Let's say it was $800 because now it's $800, but still horrible.
Still more than we wanted.
That part. So girlies, buy the boxes from wherever you're about to ship it from so you won't get those fees. Okay.
Well, that's crazy because that means you got to buy the box, then go back home and pack it up, then bring the box back. That's so backwards. A box is a box.
And since they're they're working for the government, they close at 5. Yeah.
See how ghetto? USB.
Literally.
This is on the list.
Literally.
But y'all been listening for a long time. Y'all know what the list is.
You got a running list. But the guy was super, super helpful. Gave me a Sharpie, helped me. Like, I was like, I don't know how to ship a box. Like, they don't teach you this stuff.
There's no class for this, man.
There's no class. I'm like, okay, well, I put my address here, Either way, they're going to put a sticker on it. Why? I got to write on the box. So, yeah. Let's just say if you think you saved enough, save more. And then all my boxes done come. I guess the postman go knock every time I take a nap. Lola come home talking about there's a box here. Well, even if I was awake, I'm not picking up that box. I don't know what.
As the man of the house, why is the box still on the porch?
Go ahead and pull it in. Welcome back from work. Pull it in.
Welcome back from work is crazy.
Like, how was your day?
Yeah.
This box. Oh, I guess he would knock when I was knocked out. I take a nap each day. Like, sorry.
Maybe he should start coming between 10 and 2 and not 2 and 4.
No, it was 10 and 2, and that's typically when my nap is because I've been waking up at freaking 6:30 because of the time zone change. I'm not adjusting.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So days have been like, it still feels like I'm about to leave. Like, it still feels like we're long distance. Like, it don't feel like we're living together.
It has to set in.
It hasn't set in. It probably will in about a month because that's the longest we've been together during long distance is a month. So after that, we'll check in. But yeah, it's been really good. But today we want to really get into the Mother's Day of it all and really answer the question, do we really want to be moms in our 20s? You know?
Yeah, we realize, with Mother's Day coming up and just the fact that we have this conversation all the time. Like, before we started filming this, I literally showed Faith, like, somebody I know from high school that just posted, can't wait to meet you. And it's like, it literally happens so much. And I feel like we're at the age now where it's like wedding, baby, engagement post every 3 seconds, and we're like, this is actually very relevant because we talk about this a lot, and like in our own friend group, we also debate who's going to have a baby first. Yeah. My money's on Kelly.
My money's on Kelly as well.
My money's on Kelly, but you know, Faith might surprise us. Oh no!
Birth control taken religiously. Okay,
same time every day.
Go,
but
okay.
We say that to say, like, you know, motherhood is definitely a changing subject. I feel like, especially in this day and age, and you realize how much really comes with motherhood. And I think as an adult, you start seeing your moms as people and not as just your mom. I think it definitely shifts your perspective. But before we get into that, moms, like, do you want to share what your fondest memory of your mom is?
Yeah, I had to think about it because, like, and honestly, this episode topic came to me before a nap today. So, like, this was honestly wasn't even on the docket. Like, this is giving very type P. But basically, I was thinking about how there's a few, obviously a lot, but I don't remember a lot from my childhood. But what I do, my mom definitely pulled through. She was a single mom of 4 kids, and it was really rough. Like, we moved every single year of our lives. Like, and it wasn't because we were Air Force or military. It was because just husbands, you know, we got divorced, or we shouldn't really be living with this man, or things like that. So one of my favorite fondest memories is, and she didn't really, we were low middle class, but she didn't let us know that. Like, at all. It's her best to make sure we had the best of the best, went to the best schools, the whole nine. Okay. But one of my favorite memories is we had not a concert. We had a field trip. She called me mommy's baby. She's like, mommy's baby. Like, I can't be a chaperone. And I've always wanted my parents to be a chaperone. My dad really wasn't in my life like that. Yeah, I can say that. But my mom was, but sometimes she worked some temp jobs. You know, temp jobs, you don't get PTO, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know if she was working a temp job at this time or like an actual like blue badge job, but she was like, but I'm going to bring you lunch. Okay. So don't pack a lunch. I was like, okay, girl. Like, I don't think you are. But okay. So she came and everybody had sack lunch. And some people had their moms and dads as chaperones. My mom came and she brought me a Lunchable, the deluxe one with the sour fruit roll up.
Was it the pizza one?
Bro, no, I like the nacho one. She know I like the nacho.
Oh, okay. See, I was a pizza girl. I would take that little tomato sauce, put that mozzarella on top, baby. I was set.
I hated the pizza. I was like, this is not pizza. I hate the pizza, bro. I'm a nachos girly through and through, but that one, like, that's honestly what sparked this topic. Like, my mom made sure what she could do, she did it so well. I really wasn't tripping off the things that I saw other moms do for their kids. Cause I was like, she gonna come when she needs to, and she gonna pull through when she needs to and when she can, you know? What about you, moms?
Yeah. So for me, my mom, to get a little background, like, my dad was in the military for like up until I was 12. So basically he would be on deployments for like 6 months to a year sometimes. So like during those points, it was like my mom was running the show. So it was kind of like little stints of her being a single mom where like she just had to make things happen herself, or she would have to like she would have to quit her job at certain times because we're moving to a new state, and she now has to luckily nursing is something that's universal in every state, but it's like having to quit her job at times and then having to like balance working and then still pulling the house together. So depending on where we were, it changed. But we lived in Hawaii for 4 years, and she would always take us on beach walks. Looking back, I was like, that was probably so therapeutic to her. Like, at the time she had 3 kids. I think no, she was pregnant with my brother. So she had 2 kids under 5. 2 girls, 2 sassy girls at that. We could talk. The video she used to take on that little camcorder, I said, man, I pray for my daughter, because man, I was talking and I was sassy too. I didn't care what I said. Yeah. So she would always take us on these beach walks, and I just remember like being on the beach with her, and she would just lay out a blanket. She would have Kayla in the stroller, and we would just be laid out chilling. And I remember going into the beach one time and losing a shoe, favorite shoe at that. She told me about that shoe to this day. She still talk about that damn shoe. But like, those were really fond memories when we lived in Hawaii. And I would also say, like, as I grew up, like, just watching her cook on holidays is, I think, low-key, why I feel like the cooking gene is definitely in me, because I would just watch her cook, and I might not have been taking notes, And that lady don't write down no recipes. But I feel like I was taking, you know, like it was that generational Black able to cook gene kicking in, because now I feel like I can cook and now it tastes like hers, which is crazy. So it goes full circle.
Period.
Also her just showing up to like recitals and stuff I was doing. Like at one point I was in gymnastics, tap, and ballet all at the same time.
Those fees?
I said, what outcome was we looking for? Were we looking for a ballerina, an Olympian, or a dancer? Like I think we was just gonna throw it all out there and see which one stuck. None of them stuck. So that's crazy. But my mom would always take me to Starbucks. I thought she was taking me. In reality, she was getting her fits. But like we would always go to Starbucks before all those practices. So my Starbucks session started early, and she would always get a venti caramel frap with extra drizzle.
Yeah.
And guess what my order is to this day that I had today before work.
Really?
So like I feel like I realize a lot of the little tendencies I have come from my mom.
Yeah.
Also her just being there, debriefing all the school drama. Like I would never want to tell drama to other people, because I was just like, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm talking about nobody, and I don't want to share nobody's business. But when I came to my mom, I was like, Ma, today at school, and she would know all the elementary school beef, like all of it. So yeah, that's what I realized. Like even to this day, like just calling her, I realize you definitely start realizing after you graduate, I feel like, and you move out, or even if you didn't graduate and you just moved out your parents' house, like, wow, like my mom is getting older, and that is a terrible feeling now.
My anxiety can't take that thought.
Hey.
A few fond memories for me. We lived in this house back when I was in 6th grade, and we moved every year. I say this often, honestly, but I was trying to put a sheet on top of the window to cover up the sun, because we didn't have like window frames or whatever the things are called. And I was standing on a bookshelf, and I fell off the bookshelf. That's where I got my signature Black girl scratch on my knee. I got like just the whole, and my mom was like, oh my gosh. And the thing is, like, she would play into my dramatics, even though, because I have a really low pain tolerance and I'm dramatic, and those two just don't mesh. Like I'm going to be crying for way longer than I really need to, just for the attention, realistically. And I was like literally like just blood on my leg, my knee, the whole thing. And she's like, oh my gosh, mommy's baby, do we need to take you to the hospital? And I was like, yes.
The hospital's crazy.
I should take me to her room. Start acting like a nurse. Charity.
Charity, let's be serious. Just for 1 second. She went that first aid kit. She said, I am now licensed.
She's like tending to me, and it was so good. And then, now that I think about it, like in my head going into that room, I just now thought about it. That was 6th grade was also the first time she let me shave. And we were like, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a razor. We're gonna go in my bathtub. And I was like, Mom, I got it. I was just, I pray for I really pray for me, because I just know my children are gonna be that and the fact that my mom didn't like just punch me, my mom had way more patience than she probably should have. I will say that.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean I got, girl? I'm trying to have a mother-daughter moment, and you want to say I got it? But all her children are very independent people. So like, I think she understood, but wow. Okay. But yeah, she let me, she was my doctor. She would help me learn how to razor my freaking legs. She let us freaking put a whole bunch of stuff in the basket. And starting off, I used to have like, okay, I could spend $2 on rice, $3 on like no fun foods, like nothing, especially when I would a strict budget. Imagine you have a child throwing stuff on the basket and then want to cry when the mom say, okay, we can't get that, put that back.
It's not in the budget, baby.
It's not. And the thing is, she would let us we weren't OD, but like she really was like, all right, I guess you can have a fruit roll up. I guess you can have applesauce. Like, I'm like, well, my friend has this. And like, now.
That's the worst thing you probably want to hear as mom. Because now you seeing Susie in the pickup line, picking up your kid from school, and you know they got better snacks than your kids do.
Now what?
Now what?
Now what? So
you know they're comparing at the lunch table.
Yeah. And I just know, like, granted, we make solid money, but I know they made less back then. How are they doing that? Raising 3 kids, barely any child support, mind you. school supplies, school clothes, getting the teachers' presents.
Oh, the teacher's presence was a serious ordeal because I feel like if I got one, I got to get the rest of them. I got to get the music teacher one, the PE teacher, the staff helping out in the lunchroom. Girl, we was all inclusive. My mom was like, everybody get a Dove chocolate. And I said, that'll do it. Like we was making it work somehow, some way. Like, yeah, I really don't know how, but I think also she would feel bad because she's like, oh, the staff is going to see us give it to the teacher. And they're going to be like, I'm never appreciated. So we would really just egg each other on.
Sick. But yeah, it was definitely a fun time, like just growing up. Like when I was sick, she would be like, oh, is my baby a hot dog? And now I'm like, but it's kind of irritating because now I'm an adult and I want to be a hot dog, but nobody's there to take care of me and ask me if I'm a hot dog.
Yeah, because what do you do?
What do you do? I'm talking about Lola, I'm a hot dog. You're talking about, what are you talking about? And finally, like how you were saying with all the recitals, for me and my mom, like temp jobs, a lot of like she was an admin, executive admin, just about all my life, honestly. Whether that was for the church or for like a Fortune 500 company. So a lot of times she couldn't get off of work, and so she would just make sure that either my cousins, my uncles, and specifically my grandparents could make it to my thing, like my talent shows. I think she made it to my spelling bee. I failed every single one, so I was just like, that's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing.
Because what do we do now?
What do we, like, you got off work. Like, I would be so hot if I got off work. I got to see all these babies spell the wrong words. And I'm like,
all right, Akila. And
now she freaking crying. Because I cried. Mom, I cried after when there's like, wrong. I said, yes. They have to have a better way.
No, there has to be a better way because these are kids and they be taking that so serious. Can you repeat the sentence? Huh?
I had a dress with leggings on because it was too short, with leggings on and wedges to my 5th grade spelling bee. Mind you, everybody had basketball shorts on and shirts.
Hey, you came dressed to impress. I know that's right.
I literally know. Moms, I have a picture on my Facebook. Mind you, I had a Facebook when I was 5th grade. Shouldn't have had that, but I have to dig through my Facebook. Yeah, children should not have a face. No.
Long story short.
No. Long story short. I literally have an entire folder of 76 pictures of my dog.
Well, that's necessary.
But in one sitting, like just different
angles.
He's like jumping on me, like I'm like, hey, Kevin. Like, but mom's like, when you were growing up, what did your mother? What did your idea of motherhood look like? And were you ever scared to have kids growing up?
No, as a kid, I wanted to be a mom so bad. Like I think the main thing for me as a kid that I couldn't get over was the whole birth part. Like the idea of pushing it out, and nobody had explained to me how the baby even got in there to begin with. So I said, how the hell am I supposed to push it out if I don't even know how it got in? Nobody was being, can we get some real answers around here? And I was a very curious kid, so I was going to find it. Girl, I was in the dictionary. I said, how do you spell it? SEX. Found the Merriam-Webster definition. And I said, no way that could be the case. I went to the thesaurus. I said, let's see what the synonyms are. Yeah, like I was doing research, baby. But I say like as a kid, I really wanted to be a mom because I had watched all my siblings grow up. So like when my mom had my sister, like I was there in the room after. Thank God, not during. I was in the room after, and I was seeing her like shake the baby, not shake it, like hold it. What's the word? Rock it. Not Michael Jackson over the balcony. No, like I was just. Okay, that was a little unhinged. That might be a why would you say that? I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, Blanket. Bro, we're not gonna.
Sorry,
this is on. Sorry, Blanket. Anywho, baby, what was I saying? Oh, 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 I
room.
would see my mom. Yeah, I would see my mom with my little sister. And right after that, I got a baby alive. And I don't know if you had a baby alive. Did you? Okay, I had a baby alive, and it wasn't even the black one. It was the Latino one, but they was out of the black one, so it was the next best thing. And she only spoke Spanish. And I was just like, I took that baby alive because it used to actually eat and poop. Like you would put food into it, and it would actually pee and poop.
No.
So like I really took my job serious. Like if my mom went to go feed, I was pulling my shirt down to go feed as well. Like I really took that serious, and she got me a little rockabye baby carriage thing to put the baby into sleep. So when Kayla would go to sleep and she would put the baby down, I would put my baby alive down, and she'd be buenas noches, and we would.
I was about to say you about to put Dora to sleep, but I was like, let me not say that.
No, like literally the baby alive would say buenas noches. And I said, all right, Carisha. Like literally that's okay, let me stop. Okay, I'm on a roll.
Insane.
I would just, I really love the idea of being a mom and like taking care of a baby and having that be my baby. Like something about having it be my baby felt really good, and being like the sole mother, like that's my baby. Mm-hmm. Then as I got older, I realized like babies get older. And it's not necessarily this like, oh, they look so cute and you get baby fever because you see a baby on TikTok and it looks really cute and the thick thighs, like, like all the little things that we like romanticize about motherhood. Yeah. Really only, I would say the things I've seen in real time have really only been from ages like 0 to 2. After that, you really don't see much like baby fever after when they turn 8. You're not seeing that when they're turning 13 and they have an attitude. Mm-mm. And it's like I realized like you're actually raising a real person. This isn't just like a game and you get to give the baby away once they're no longer cute and cuddly and like they sleep next to you and they whine a little bit, but all they're doing is really just pooping and crying. Like there's a whole nother person you have to raise. And also like you don't get to choose who your kids turn out to be. You can help guide them. You can help influence them, and you can raise them to have morals, and like you can have your role as a parent. But at the end of the day, that kid is going to be whoever they are meant to be. Your goal as a mom is to make sure they're on the right path. That's all you really can do. Yeah. So when I realized that, I was like, whoa, that's a lot of responsibility. And not to say that I don't want that. It's just I know that that's too much of a weight to carry right now for me as 22, because I'm still trying to figure myself out. And I know that there are too many kids out here that are born and their parents aren't ready, and that's okay. But you have to in that time frame, you need to now get ready. Like you don't have a choice. And I think sometimes parents choose to just continue to act like they don't have a kid, and like this isn't a real person that you're raising. So I just realized like the actual impact of like every issue that most people have can usually be stemmed back to their childhood, in my opinion, or their adolescence. And it's like, I want to make sure I'm in my best like healed era, my best mindset, my best financial situation to make sure I can do everything I can to make their childhood as seamless as possible. Anything else that happens after that, I'll be there for you. But like, I got to let them make their own mistakes. Yeah. So long story short, that's where it was from like kid to now. What about you?
For me, growing up, I used to pray every single day that I wouldn't have a bad pregnancy. Like the idea of pregnancy genuinely does scare me because I have such a low pain tolerance. And like, I don't even know how my mom had 3, like I don't, and then the girls are like natural birth. No. And give me that epidural now. Like, I think once I realized, I don't know when this was, once I realized how pregnancy works and like how there could be tearing and how you have to get a shot in your spine and how breastfeeding hurts like a mother sucker, like all this stuff. I'm like, I just need a very smooth pregnancy because I already know I'm going to be bridezilla. I'm probably going to be a pregnancyzilla. So I need my actual pregnancy birthing day to be very peaceful. I'm really glad I feel like along with that, having a man that doesn't make it worse.
Say it again, because there are so many single married women, single mothers who are still married. You might have a husband, but if he's not helping out and you are literally raising those kids and taking care of them all by yourself, you're still a single mom, even if you're in a marriage.
Yeah. And bringing PS5s to the hospital? You better hold.
Who did that?
Moms, you never saw that before?
Bringing a PS5 to the hospital?
Yes, moms. So that they
asking for a USB so you can play 2K as I'm pushing your child out. Divorce, babes. It's instant. Like, I'm not dealing with it.
Or if you're trying to make me mad, like, this is not the time to do a funny TikTok. I promise you it's not.
Moms, why did I see a Twitter thing and it was like, what would you do if your man asked for an extra stitch if you tore? Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like when women tear, it's like this, like, it's basically this conception that, like, if you have a baby, you're no longer like to what it was before you had a baby. So it's like, make it tighter, like add an extra stitch. And I guess like nurses will literally cuss the husband out if they ask for some shit like that.
Good.
And rightfully so, because why would you ever say that? Like, I literally just pushed out a child. I think that's the difference between a man that loves you and a man that just lusts after you. Because if he really does love you, he will be by your side through that entire pregnancy and helping you recover and postpartum and whatever comes with postpartum, because that's a whole other conversation. Where's the lady with the list? There's an ongoing list of just things that just happen. Like, you lose your hair. I heard one girl nipple fell off.
In my family, our nose spread. Mom's talking about something. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna know when you're pregnant because your nose is gonna spread. Yeah.
And does it at least go back?
No, my mom's never did. My aunts never did. I don't know if my grandma's did. Yeah, no, probably not. So after children, you might my little deer nose, you might not see that.
Because I actually like my nose now.
I actually love my nose.
Like, I would never get a no nose, but I would never get no job.
I literally love. I love my nose. I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna be so thick. Like I probably won't even need a pregnancy test. Like, once you see the start spreading, it's happening. It's in there.
Or the line.
But the line on the belly?
Yeah.
I'm so scared of that because I love crop tops and I don't want that line there.
I was just gonna say, like, you would probably know because you would probably see the line. The crop tops too. I'm trying to Rihanna my way through my pregnancy. I'm not gonna lie.
I love the belly out vibe.
I love the belly out because you already know I'm pregnant. Why not show it?
Why are you hiding it?
Don't touch it. I'm big on that too. Once that baby's born, don't come touching on my kid.
No, I'm talking about even in the belly. Don't touch my belly.
Yeah, because you put a negative voodoo and vibes on my child.
That part. And now we got five. Now we got 5 eyes. Like
5 eyes, moms. Monsters Inc.
Insane. But yeah, basically, I think also the teenager part scares me too because like we really stopped getting whoopings. Like, we got whoopings very sporadically. Like, it really wasn't like nothing too insane. It just really when my mom got fed up, and that took a long time. But like during our teenage years, I'm not going to name them names, but a few of my sisters. One of my sisters should have got more whooping than she did.
Not thou that should not be named.
A little bit. I'm just glad she's better now. But as teenagers, those teenagers scare me, especially the TikTok teenagers. Oh my God.
They're unhinged.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna hit you. You're getting hit. Like, we don't do disrespect here. My mom definitely let us get away with a lot of stuff. I just don't think I'm gonna let fly.
Yeah. For me, it's the opposite because my parents were very strict.
Really?
Very strict. So, but I think it was a first kid thing because they are not like that with Kayla and Buddy at all. They're not like that. And it's like, where's that energy? Like, not that I want them to go through the same things I went through, but like, let's even the playing field. You know, like, you can't do a full 180 after I leave. You know?
Yeah.
So I get that. But for me, I would be a little less strict. I'd be somewhere in the middle between your mom and my mom.
Yeah, my mom didn't give us rules, but it just worked because we really weren't bad kids. Like realistically, like the things that we got like whoopings for, it was just like, okay, we didn't clean the kitchen. Like, God. But
No.
if I came home from a long day at work, drove an hour in traffic, and all I asked y'all to do was take out the meat and clean the kitchen, the living room, and the bathroom so I can have a clean house. Yeah.
And I came home and y'all was sitting in the same spot when I left.
Watching TV. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I get it. Everybody getting beat. Actually, line up on the wall.
Moms. It was, bro. And I remember what age I was because that's how many hits I got. I was 12. Okay. She's like, all right, you get 12, you get 10. And I think Joy was like 7 or 8. And the thing is, Joy don't really get hit like that. Like Joy's a very good kid. She didn't talk for a lot of the years that she's been alive. So there was no need. And she would look at how we got in trouble and just not do it. She was just very smart like that. And I'm just like, so then Joy got hit first. So I had to watch everybody so creative. Why would you make me go last? And like you're like, oh, when you get one, I get home, everybody get a whooping. Now you padding, you putting extra pants on, you putting that long sleeves on. Like,
crazy part is my mom be like, oh, wait till your dad get home. And mind you, we would literally like we would do the madness at like 9 a.m. So by the end of the day, I'm like, no way she remembers. He would get home with like 6. She said, why don't y'all tell him what y'all did? I'm like, what did we do, y'all? What did we do? Come on, y'all. Like, I'm the ringleader. I'm like, what? I'm like, Mom, that was so long ago. Like, I'm downplaying everything. He like, what y'all do? I said, well, we might have, she said, nah, tell him how it really happened. And she ended up just having to tell him because I was just going to sugarcoat it and he wasn't going to do nothing. Yeah. So she would end up having to get the whooping anyway because he was like, oh. He was about to, like, we was daddy's girls, like, realistically. And Buddy really, at this point, Buddy was young. Like, he really wasn't doing much. So, yeah. But, Moms, we kind of already covered this. Like, your idea of motherhood now.
I feel like, so there's a lot of different angles I can go. But I think first, seeing my friends, I haven't yet, but seeing my friends be pregnant, I just hope that, like, that distance that everybody talks about on TikTok and stuff doesn't happen because like I have such a good core solid group of like gay guys and girls and like maybe one straight guy. Like I don't want us to ever part because of a baby. I know that's a whole nother different section of life, but I feel like, okay, well, just like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to party like that, but also I'm still Faith, you're still the Naja, she's still Kelly, Peyton, like, I feel like for our new generation, I really want us to do better when people get pregnant.
Yeah. Like, I honestly feel like it's more of a timing thing. Like I think when people have issues over friendships because one of them got pregnant or one of them is now married or something, I think it's because now their whole world has shifted. Like let's say you got pregnant right now. We don't knock on wood because we not taking that, pull it out there.
Thank you.
But let's say you got pregnant right now. Your whole world is going to be building this life for this baby, building literally starting a whole new life.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's the case, and let's just say like me and Peyton, if we're not in that mindset and we're still in our early 20s hot girl era, like we're not worried about a baby, it makes it hard to now have things to relate to. Like, because right now, like most friendships work because you're in the same kind of situation, you can relate to each other. So I feel like, our conversations would be very different, or they'd be very one-sided where it's like, I'm telling you about my life and then you're telling me about baby stuff, but I really can't relate. But I think it just takes work on both ends to be like, hey, we have 2 different lives right now, but we're still friends.
And we're going to make sure we have that girls trip and that baby is going to stay with that daddy. We're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
And and the thing is also postpartum genuinely does scare me because I'm already such a very emotional person. I have a very big personality. I don't know what me being pregnant is going to look like for my personality and what postpartum is going to do to my life. Like that does scare me. Like my mom went through postpartum. I didn't really see the effects of it until I was in my teens when she had my last sister. And that was scary. Like like there was so many complications, and on top of that postpartum, on top of that divorce, like that does something to somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot that I'm genuinely scared for. Like I definitely do want kids. I want to have 3. If like for me, if I was mad at Hope, I could talk to Joy. I didn't have to bug my mom, and I love that dynamic. Oh my gosh. So 3 just works for me. Granted, so my goal is to have 2. If both go very, very smoothly, I'll have a 3rd one. If not, we're just going to have 2, because I don't want to have that 3rd one and then wreck my whole body and life, you know? So if the first 2 go well, we have a 3rd one. If only the first one's really good and then I have a bad second one, then I'm not having a 3rd one, because I don't want to do that to myself.
Yeah, you don't want to put your health at risk too, because the amount of Black women that die in childbirth. Let's talk about it. I feel like what's not like, I feel like we talk about it as Black women, but other people aren't really as knowledgeable about that. And I think it's because for us, obviously we know, because that would be us in that situation if we did get pregnant.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's really not as brought up as much as it should be. And it's like too much is at risk for our bodies and our mental health to just be having a baby for anybody, or to just be having a baby out the blue. Like it really has to be, for me at least, a very strategic,
scheduled
timing.
Yeah.
With the right person. If I'm not going, if there is no ring on my finger and I don't got no house to go to, I'm not popping out a baby. I'm sorry. Call that old fashioned, whatever. I don't know. It's just like, I just feel like, and I used to never really understand that as a kid, but as I got older, I just realized there are so many men out there that really will just let you have their baby and not take care of you the way they should, or not like really invest time into that child's life. And it's like, unless I really do feel like I love somebody thoroughly, and I know that even though I love him, he'll still be a good father and a good husband.
Yeah.
I'm not risking my life, literally risking my life. Yeah. Like it's not worth it. And there's too many Nick Cannons out there that just think they could just go that just go and take pregnancy so lightly. And I just feel like it's definitely a very heavy thing, and it's not to be played with.
Yeah. There's this show called Working Moms. It's really good. It's actually one of my favorite series on Netflix. And on the last season, there's this Black lady, and she has what's the baby when you go to the sperm bank? Like, I guess
sperm donor?
Yeah, she gets a sperm donor, and then she actually ends up dating another guy, and he takes in the kid as his own. He's like, I love this baby, all this stuff. And literally it was just like so heartwarming. I know this is like, the bar is really in hell, realistically, but for other men, not my sorry.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know about y'all. I'm good.
But basically this man, she was like, why don't you want to have sex with me? And he was like, well, I wanted to wait until you were ready, because you're going through postpartum, like you're starting work back again, like you're breastfeeding. I didn't want to pressure you. My sole job is to take care of this baby and make sure you're good. Wow. So he took a sabbatical to make sure he could just hang out with the baby, even though this baby's not even his. This is a white man. The baby's Black. So he's just like, hey, like, made you dinner. Like, oh my gosh.
It's literally just, and when you think about it, it should be the bare minimum, but for a lot of instances, it really isn't. And that's when I said, like, there's a lot of single mothers out there that are married because they find themselves taking on everything. And I think you also get into a habit of that. Like, if you start off being the only one waking up at night to go help the crying baby, that's not going to stop when a kid turns 1. Like, you know, like, I think it starts as it has to be equal partnership from literally day 1. Yeah. Day 1. But actually, conception.
That part.
When you, well, that's a little much. But like, when you find out the baby is coming, like, it should be an equal partnership from then on out.
And it's like, I'm carrying your seed. Like, that's a crazy statement, but like, and the thing is, I want you to treat me like a princess even before I have your child. But especially when I have your child, I want you to be like, wow, like, you are so amazing. Like, what do you need? How can I help you? And a lot of healthy relationships I've seen, like, they're like, oh my gosh, we fell in love more because of this baby. And that is just so beautiful for me, because I can't even
say that.
I can't even imagine us falling in love more. But like, I do know if I had a baby in here, it honestly, even like to this day, like, he's just like, hey, I'm sweet. Can you give me some candy? Yes. Like, it's just the little things. And I know that if there's a baby in here, he would give me candy plus candy for the baby. Like, you know, like,
that's all you really need, because it's just like, if he loves you down, he gonna love that baby downer.
And that's one thing I am a little scared of, because like he's like, if it's a girl, that's gonna be my baby. And I'm like, I'm a little bit selfish right now, and that's why I'm not ready to have kids.
And thank you, bro. I'm just so glad you said that, because it's like, if you know how you would react now, take some time to just reflect on that and work it out. Go to therapy if you have to. Whatever you know that you need to work through before you have kids, to not repeat like whatever you went through in your childhood or generational curses. Work that out. Like you can't bring the baby into it, because the baby's like, what you say I have me for? This ain't got nothing to do with me.
Literally. Go to therapy. I feel like parents should have mandated at least 9-month therapy before they pop out that baby.
Mandated. I agree.
That could help a lot of parents. A lot. Like it maybe even stay together.
Yeah. No, honestly, I really feel like a lot of times, and I'm not saying that marriage fixes everything, because it definitely doesn't. There's a lot of women that get married to a man, and the second they get married, that flip is switched, and now you have there's a reason why divorces exist. That part. But I do feel like before you get married, and if that is your plan, like go to couples therapy before you get married.
That is our plan. Once we get
exactly, and be like, okay, like, do we need to talk things through before we get married? Put this ring on my finger, because. Yeah. But moms, let's like rapid fire some old head versus new head beliefs that you would make sure your kid knows.
Before that, how many kids do you want? Because I know we skipped over that.
Oh my God. I want an even number. And this is very specific, because I come from 3 kids, and somebody was always left out on the roller coaster. Like, that's just very specific. And usually it was me, because I was the oldest. So it was like, I got to be, strong take one for the team. Or like it'd be one of my parents, but I'd be like, why does mommy not or be like, why daddy got to sit alone? Like I just wouldn't like that. And they would always be next to somebody crazy that would just be like, it would never work out well. And I was just like, no, if I have kids, it needs to be an even number. So part of me wants a very like small family of like 2. Of course, we can all fit in a little nice suburban. But then part of me wants, this is all very, like, you could tell there's been thought into this. Yeah. Or I want a very big family, because I feel like it'd make holidays better and more fun. Yeah. So, I don't know. It depends. But it really, I don't know. I feel like most of them would probably kind of surprises or accidents. Like, we would be like, oh, well.
Speaking of, why?
What do you mean, speaking of?
Sorry. Not for me, okay? We're going to my farewell lunch, and my coworker is like, yeah, planning this birthday for my wife. She said she wants to go to a winery, but I don't know why she would say that. And I'm like, oh, like, cause we have this, his baby is our mascot for the team, for my work team. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like baby G, like I love me some baby G. He's like, I'm like, oh, was she breastfeeding? He's like, no, she can't drink. And sometimes he can be sassy. That's why our relationship works. And I'm like, what do you mean she can't drink? Like, is she breastfeeding? He's like, no, she can't drink. I'm like, Glenn, I was like, is she pregnant again? Back to back. I'm like,
they probably didn't even wait the little period in between.
You're having sex.
It's like when your teacher got pregnant in school.
You're having sex.
I was like, Miss Claire, I thought we...
And I don't know what age when somebody tells me that they had a baby, I won't think, dang, you was having sex.
I don't think it'll ever stop. Ever since I opened that dictionary and figured out what it meant, that's all I've been thinking since. Every time. It don't matter who it is. It could be the queen. Wait.
Mind you, this is how a lot of our episodes go. Like, I'm just side-eyeing her, or she's side-eyeing me on the crazy stuff we freaking say.
It's literally bombastic side-eye. Every episode, it's just that y'all are finally seeing it, because half the time we're like, no way she just said that.
Literally. And then like a lot of the times we laugh, but we laugh silently. So it's just like, what is this 7-second?
It's like, did the joke not land? Like, y'all probably think we just ignore each other's jokes. Like, no, we're just literally like silent laughing the whole time.
No, literally. But yeah, so I think that's another thing that comes along with motherhood. Like, when I get pregnant, my friends are going to know I had sex. I don't.
Forget that, my relatives.
Friends.
They just can't know.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
They literally.
I'm just not carrying on nobody's family name. Bottom line.
What do you mean?
Like, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
I just watched Bridgerton. So, you know, the whole like air thing, like, oh, you carrying the air. Yeah. I don't know why that was in my head.
Yeah. I need to watch that. The girlie said that they cried at the end, and I love crying. So.
Oh, yeah. No, this one is way better than, you know how we watched for season 1 and it was kind of giving slow burn?
Yeah.
This one's 6 episodes, so it goes by a little bit quicker. But okay. Queen Charlotte, love her now.
Ooh, I mean, I love that they did. That was a great Shonda Rhimes. Shonda,
that girl can write a story. Like, I was literally, when I tell you Kate and Anthony season 2.
Oh, with the Indian girl?
With the girl, she ate down. Like, I burned for you. Oh, no, that was season 1. Whatever that man said, you're the bane of my existence.
I like that.
I said, oh, enemies to lovers. Like, that gives me a new scenario to go to sleep to. Like,
so good. That is so good. But like you said, I'm going to ask you first. What's the main old school belief that you're going to make sure your children know?
For me, the old heads had it right when it came to basic training, basic home training. And I say this because there's a lot of kids these days that just don't got basic home training. When you walk into somebody's house, you have to say hello.
What?
Why are we walking to people's homes and not saying hi to the owner of the home? Are you the owner of this house? Say hello, you know? Another one, never arrive empty-handed to a party. Always greet somebody's elders if you're meeting, like, let's say you're meeting a group, right? And somebody's bringing you over and they're like, oh, this is my family. Go shake that grandma's hand.
Every single freaking relative.
You need to go say hi. Like, you are the guest. Because the last thing you want to do is them leave and you be like, oh, she was stuck up. She didn't even say hi. She came in this house and didn't say nothing. My mom will literally, wherever she's from, reach through that piece of time and energy and grab me by my neck and be like, go say hi to them people.
Yeah.
Because no, why are you not saying hi? Another one, if I have a boy, I'm going to make sure that chivalry is not dead. I'm taking it upon myself to keep that baby named Chivalry alive. Like, he will be opening doors all the whole 9. He will be curtsying when a woman walks in. That's OD. But like, I will really make sure that I raise a gentleman.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I think you honestly hit all the bases. I was like, what old head belief? But my mom, she wasn't like adamant about this, because one thing about Charity's daughters, my mom called us Charity's kids. Charity's kids, if she tells us to do one thing, we're going to do the complete opposite. We're all very stubborn. So she didn't really give us a lot of rules, honestly. We were just honestly solid kids, but she would like let us go over places here and there. We didn't do a lot of sleepovers, but now that like there's a lot of women that even grown women have died over sleepovers, babies that have like come back, you know, and the Deja had a story about that. Like, I'm going to go ahead and say no sleepovers unless me and that mom and me and Dammy and the dad, especially the dad, have a good relationship, because Dammy knows how to read people very, very well. Sometimes I could be oblivious and gullible. So unless we have that camaraderie relationship, we're not doing it. So you can stay over for maybe 2 hours and I'll come pick you up. You can have a little half experience, but we're not doing that. Because I don't trust nobody. With my babies, I push you out when they no.
Like, I literally think I be seeing stories of like kids that have been like inappropriately touched, just anything happening. And I have this like I wish I could describe it. It brings about an anger that I am not used to. And it's not even my own kid.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine if it's my kid. Like, I wasn't allowed to sleep over at all growing up. Like, my mom be like, do they got brothers? Do they got older cousins? Because sometimes it's not just whatever man's in the house. Sometimes it can be kid on kid, or it could be teenage boys. Like, there's just some real nasty stuff going on in this world. And I feel like it's only gotten worse since we've been kids.
Yeah.
So, my kids will not be allowed to sleep over. And the story that Faith mentioned, I'll say this real quick, because I know y'all like the long episodes, but, you know, we do want to get to why would you say that and calls. But long story short, when I was like in 3rd grade, I went over to this boy's house named Derek. We're going to call him Derek for like, well, yeah, okay. His name was Derek. I tried to hide. Sorry. I'm not a professional. His name is Derek. Okay. And long story short, like he didn't really have many friends. Like in our school, he was new. He was a little socially awkward. And like, I don't know. I always was just really, I was close with all the people that were a little quiet or socially awkward. Like I would be their friend. Cause I was like, I know what it's like to be the new person. Like I'm gonna be your friend. So I was his friend. And there was another black girl. Her name was Lakeisha. She was also his friend. So the black girls really held him down. We was his besties. So he had invited us to his birthday party. And when I tell you, I have never seen a hoarder's house in real life. But when I pulled up to that, when me and my mom pulled up to that birthday party, and we walked inside, when I tell you there was just boxes and crap stacked from the bottom of the floor to literally the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how'd they even get it up there? Like, even as a kid, I was like, this is just nasty. This is neglect. Because what is happening? I remember they had all these cats and dogs. So I sat on the couch, and the entire couch was covered in fur. Like, and not from no blanket. Like, just they just never cleaned up after the cats and dogs. Moms, when I was telling you this story originally, I never told you. I told you he'd always used to throw up. And that's why everyone thought that something might have been wrong at home, because he just used to puke. When his dad made hot dogs, mind you, I came there hungry because Derek had been gassing up this food this whole day at school, talk about, oh yeah, we're gonna eat good. So I came hungry. His dad was making them hot dogs, moms. I have never seen an undercooked hot dog that bad. I looked in the kitchen. I said, no way I can eat anything that comes out of that kitchen. It was just the nastiest environment I've ever been in. Like, literally think of TLC hoarders. That was what it was. And they cleared out this little space on the couch for me and Lakeisha to sit. And when I tell you, me and Lakeisha walked in and said, and my mom knew immediately when she dropped me off. She was like, she knew that Derek was a little shy kid and no one showed up to his birthday party besides me and Lakeisha. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna be back in about 30. We got a family event later. No family event planned. She said she saw the inside of that house and said, my baby gonna come back with something. We need to make it quick. Derek had puked on the carpet. Why his dad gonna throw a rag over it?
Mind you, if this is your first episode you're hearing, Denasia. Denasia's here, okay? I'm here. Her mom.
When it comes to germs, we don't play that.
Mm-mm.
We don't play that.
Uh-uh.
So I can only imagine how hard it was for her to leave me there. Looking back, I can only imagine, because when I tell you, I'm not exaggerating, y'all. Go look up a hoarder's house right now on Google. Open up your Safari right now and look it up. That's what I was in. And I thought I was being, I thought I was being dramatic because I've been told I was dramatic my whole life. And when I got to school the next day, my teacher actually pulled me aside and was like, hey, Denasia, like, I know you went to Derek's party. Like, how was it? Because, I just want to know the conditions. Like, was it dirty? Were his parents nice? What was going on in that house? And I was going to tell her, girl, that was the nastiest goddamn. They would have took Derek. CPS would have been called that day. And I was even at that age, I was very careful with my words because I was like, I think I know what she's getting at. I was like, it was a little messy and, his parents were nice, but it was not clean. Like, I was clear on that. And she was like, yeah, because, sometimes Derek comes to school and he's, not bathed or he's always sick. And that was true. That boy used to throw up on command. Like, he used to throw up all the time. So I say that to say, if you have kids, look out for the other kids too. Because sometimes they might be in like neglect. That was neglect. Looking back, it was a neglectful situation. The teacher wouldn't have said nothing if it wasn't neglect. Like, if you see other kids going through it as a parent, I feel like you kind of have an unspoken thing to at least maybe bring it up to somebody that can handle it correctly. Because know your place at the same time. But like, if you see a kid, that kid is being abused or being neglected, I feel like I couldn't just sit there and let that happen. I would have to either alert the teacher and let her handle it or do something.
Facts. Huge facts. So what's a new head belief that you're going to make sure your kids know?
This is really more like a new way of parenting, I would say. Like, I've been seeing all about like this whole like gentle parenting. And at first I was like, what is that? Like, does that mean no whoopings? Yes or no? Because not to say I would whoop my kids, but it's like, depending on how bad they are, and depending on how my man was as a kid, both of us combined, I don't know.
That baby.
You might need a little a little tap. But
Yeah.
it's like, at the same time, I do take some of that philosophy with me, because it's like, I think a lot of times, especially as like Black parents and growing up back in the day, it's like kids were expected to grow up so fast.
Mm,
And I think I really want to keep in mind that my kids are kids. And I
yeah.
can't have an attitude with them because I had a bad day. I
Oh,
can't take it out on them.
yeah,
Like, this is their first time going through life too.
that part.
They've never done this before. And especially at that age where it's like 2 to 3, like terrible twos, where things can get very rough. It's like that's a baby. And remember that. And even when they grow up, like if they're in their teenage years, I remember what it was like to be 13. It wasn't easy. Like keeping in mind that your kid is a kid, and like being gracious with them, I guess, is my way of saying it. And making sure, like, I think a lot of people think gentle parenting is like just baby talk, but it's like literally just listening to your kid, like listening to what they have to say, taking their opinions and like really considering them, and not
Yeah.
just being like, you don't know nothing, like I've lived life, you don't know, what you're talking about, like not invalidating their experiences because of their age, because you knew how you felt when you was 8, and you knew that mattered to you. That doesn't matter, like you can't invalidate that as a parent.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would take, probably.
No, for sure. I definitely do think my kids are going to get hit. How much? I don't know. Because I feel like not all kids should be hit. Like, for example, my little sister, sorry, I call her Sissy, Joy. She's not a kid that needs to be hit. As long if you said like, okay, I'm taking away Netflix, that's all you need to tell her. Or I'm taking away trash. That's all. Like, you just have to know what those children's priorities are. Like, for example, Hope, she's one of those kids that didn't even cry during whoopings. And you know how irritated that made my mom?
Bro, my brother would laugh. True story. Every whooping, and if you hit harder, he would laugh harder.
Buddy, no. You know how frustrated you get off work? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't mean like a little giggle. Like, that man was cackling, like cackling. Like, every time he got hit, he would die laughing. Like, it was the funniest thing in the world. Like, I've never seen a parent so frustrated. Because why are you laughing?
I feel like not all children need whoopings. For me, all you had to do was put me in a corner. I'm miserable. I'm like, you suck. You are such a horrible kid. Like, I'm doing the beatings for myself in my head. Like, you don't have to hit me. I really don't think I ever need to be hit. I don't even. Yeah. I'm just not that kid. Granted, I did get hit, hated it. I'm like, y'all didn't have to take it that far. It was really never even that deep.
Oh, because after every whooping, I was upstairs in my room plotting my escape. Kid you not. Bro. I said, I'm packing my bags and you will never see me again.
The day my child says, I hate you, and slams their door.
Oh, I see. I never did that.
I've never done that, but I imagined it.
I rue the day, because no, at that day, I'm sorry, I can't be a gentle parent that day.
So, you're getting I never understood the people were like, I'm unscrewing your door. You're not gonna be able to get a door.
Hey, I've had that.
You've had that before.
My mom said, you want your privacy? That's too bad.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that was one of the times, because one other time me and my sister weren't getting along and they made us share a shirt.
I never had that. Me and my sister,
y'all gonna get along. Very creative methods.
Me and Hope probably should have, because we hate each other growing up. Like, I never thought we'd get along. The fact that I call her every single day and we just be kikiing, 12-year-old and 10-year-old Faith and Hope, never in a million years. Like, she'd be like, and that's why your forehead is so big, and like, and that's why you're fat, like that. Yeah. But for me, my new head belief, before we get into why would you say that, is working for what you have. I feel like me and Daphne, we have a little bit two opposing sides, because he's like, I want to give my kids as much as possible. Like, I want them to have the Sweet 16 car, all that stuff. For me, I'm like, I want you to work for it, because I don't want you to be spoiled. But also, I feel like that's something I need to work through, because I didn't get to have that. And so I feel like I'm going to be a little bit like sick that my children, I can provide for my children. I couldn't have this. So realistically, once I get myself through a little bit more therapy, like focusing more so on future children, I feel like I can get over that. But right now I'm like, you need to work for what you have, because I did. I had to start paying bills very, very early. You know, I didn't have a college fund, which I need to make sure before I have any kids, we have a stock packed college fund for 3 kids max. You know, if we have 2, more for them, but I want to make sure my kids are set, you know?
So that's, and I think it's also just like at least in Black families, I feel like we're always taught like you have to work for what you have. So it's very hard to be like trying to build generational wealth, I feel like, when you also have that mindset, like you also need to learn how to be humble and work for what you have. It's a very weird what's the word, like dichotomy, I guess, because it's like, how many generations have we had the opportunity to actually build wealth? We're kind of some of the first trailblazers, like as far as like the modern like middle class household. Like this is probably the first, these our parents, of course, and then also us, like we're really building a whole new generation of like, we can actually pass on wealth to our kids and we're not like struggling all the time. Like we can actually have disposable income, which is crazy. So imagine how our kids are going to be. But it's like, if we grew from families that had to really start from the bottom and really grind your way through it, it's like, how do you kind of balance that? Because it's very hard.
Very, very. So that is definitely something. And I get that from my dad, because my dad does not believe in generational wealth. He's like, you get it on your own. You get it. Like literally, I have to be very strategic about Christmas and my birthday, and they're a month apart. Like, okay, I need to get this big thing. I need this. I need a calculator. Okay, let me ask for this for my birthday. I need a coding computer. Let me ask for this for Christmas. Like, I barely got a grad present, and that's barely. Okay. So like, I feel like I get a lot of my bad behaviors from my dad, and I have to unlearn them, but I look like that man. Okay. Shave off my hair. That is Dominic. Okay.
And I really do not like that. I really do not like that.
A lot of my friends are not.
I don't like that man.
Kelly was just telling me that. She's like, I have never hated a person that I've never met before.
No, I told you, if I see him, it's on site. Like,
I know. Yeah. So let's cheers for no contact. Let's just say that, you know. Honestly, having disposable income, getting on your own is hard, but it also makes no contact way easier because you're not dependent on them.
Listen, when I tell you, having your own money really allows you to have a lot more control of your life.
Yeah.
Like way more than I expected. Even relationships. It's like, if I don't gotta ask for money, it makes it a lot easier to cut people off and bring new people in my life.
Ding. Okay. On that note, let's get to the affirmation of the week. Okay. I am grateful for the resources that continue to show up to help me be a great parent. Whenever that does come, I am very excited to say that. But for right now, Barren vibes. Okay.
Listen, right now, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not having kids until the earliest I'd put is 28.
I put mine at 27, and that's more so a mistake. But the thing is, there really can't be no mistakes unless if you're not on birth control. So like, if you guys ever see me say, "Hey, we're trying," I need you guys to dislike that story, because why am I telling y'all that I got off birth control and I'm having sex? That's just crazy. But I do be feeling for like I be seeing the like TikToks of moms trying, and I really do be feeling for it, because it's like there's probably somebody out there right now that's like, damn it, I'm pregnant, and there's somebody right now also that's out there that's like, I wish I could get pregnant. Yeah, so I really do. I do kind of also have a fear of like infertility. Oh, that and like IVF and like the needles and like
I know, like because I've been saying for years like I want to wait. I want to live out my 20s. I don't want to. You know, but it's like, what if I wait too long? Like the fact that a biological clock is still
a thing,
it's just held over our heads. Like we can't win for nothing. It's like,
and then you got to get money if you want to freeze your eggs. If you want to, you know, that's a pretty penny to freeze them eggs.
Pretty. So it's like you really can't win. But I really shout out to the moms shout out to the young moms making it happen. Shout out to the moms trying, and shout out to the women trying to be moms.
Yes. There's just so many avenues you can do to be a mom. You know, there's adopting, when that freaking takes. Adopting should not be that hard.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Ugh.
It's easier to adopt a dog than a child.
And them dogs sometimes be expensive. Like, why are they?
But then again, I do see the point though of it being difficult, because not everybody should have a kid. So if you're trying to adopt, it's like
Yeah.
For what? You know, like unless you can prove that you're like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I don't trust people, and it's like you just trying to get a kid off the street.
For me, I don't see that with adopting. I see that more so with foster care because you can get a whole bunch of money.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
With
right,
adopting, you actually have to have that thought in your head and be okay being a parent of somebody that's not your real kid.
That's true. Yeah.
You know?
Foster care is where, we need to work on that system as a society. Joe Byron,
get it done, Buckaroo.
get it done. Talking to you, buddy.
Okay. But let's go ahead and get it. We got one call from the request, and I'll go ahead and let Danae just say this one, and we're going to get into why.
So basically, this call from the quest line isn't a question, but she or he says, I know Brent Fayez hand delivered Denasia them concert tickets. Let's pretend. Baby, you don't gotta worry about me pretending because I'm already delusional. So in my head, he did. Like, I love that man down. I love that man down. Like, I'm so excited to see him. I also do have an extra ticket.
Yeah, I saw that on.
Girl, I accidentally. So at the time, I accidentally bought two. Let's just say I didn't know which one was VIP and which one wasn't, so I literally accidentally bought two tickets. Luckily, it wasn't that expensive, but it's like now I just have an extra ticket, and he doesn't allow resell through Ticketmaster. So I gotta find a way to get this freaking ticket off my hands. Like I love him down, but I'm not giving him free money.
No. What about would she? I mean, would you guys be sitting in the same spot?
No, that's the thing. It's in different sections, so it doesn't even make sense to invite somebody that like I actually would want to go with. You know?
Yeah. Facts. Frick.
So trying to make it happen, but let's go ahead and get into our calls from the request line. I mean, our why would you say that?
Yeah. Let's popcorn. I'll go first. Okay. Once my mom's friend Linda saw that I put ginger in her apple pie recipe, and she messaged me on Facebook to say, "I see you slutted up my apple pie," and I think about that comment a lot.
Cause why would she?
A Facebook Messenger. You have to have an individual app for that.
I was gonna say you got to poke. Remember when you could poke people? They used to irritate me.
All my crushes. Ping.
I said, why are you poking me? I don't like to be poked in real life or on Facebook. Like,
Facebook is a dangerous place. I'll tell you that. That's a scary app. That's a scary app. What about you, moms?
So this one is a hairstylist. She gonna say, your hair appointment fit matters. I don't know who told y'all if it don't, but when you're sitting in my chair, you know it's a chance you're going to go viral because I need you to post. You need to look presentable because I like to try and post everyone. She basically said, when you come sit in my chair, I need you with that beat so I can put this 40-inch wig on and we can put you in that ring light and I can go viral.
And we can start making TikToks.
Don't look ugly. Don't look ugly on my page is what she said, basically.
I just want a service. Can I get a service without any caveats?
Girl, because the last time when I got my hair done like this, this blowout, she turned the lights off like pitch black every time she'd use the ring light. And I was sitting here thinking maybe it's something with the electricity. And then I finally saw her get up and turn the light up. We are literally seeing. I'm under the hood in the pitch black, wondering why the lights keep going out. And she's spinning the girl around in the chair. Talk about. Can you move it a little bit? I said, I won't be back, babes.
Is it a new girl?
This is a new girl.
Really?
I can't win. And this was in Harlem. And my friend Grant lives down the street. And I'm like, bro, I don't even got the energy to come see you. Like,
I'm tired.
I've been in this chair feeling like I'm in front of a freaking strobe light because this lady keeps turning off the lights. Like,
hold on. So you had that one very rude lady.
Yep.
Who wouldn't dye your bundles.
Mm-hmm.
And
the lady that was acting like she wanted to fight me when I didn't like my hair in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Yes. And
then this lady, which I've been to twice because she does do a good job, but it's just the whole turning the lights off is crazy. And she's a shop, like the whole shop is pitch black, moms. She's not in no room, like the whole shop is lights off, and everybody that's new looking around like
I'm used to this,
and all the veterans like do I gotta bring night vision here?
Probably when that light you're using right now, you'd be like, all right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Oh, mom. No, I only had one. So it's up to you to carry.
Oh, okay. Whew, okay. This one's personal. I go on to LinkedIn.com and I was under the assumption that LinkedIn was a professional platform.
Yeah.
But no, I get a message from a man named Edward who says, "Hello, Denisha. I'm curious already.
Not for LinkedIn.
Already. Have you ever wondered why beautiful, talented, and highly educated women with master's and doctorate degrees end up in toxic relationships? I ask you because a colleague who works with the United States women's swim team said he can always tell one of his swimmers had a boyfriend. Her performance always dropped, and the team suffered due to her poor performance. If you're interested, I would like to tell you the story of two women and the two most important questions in the world a woman must ask herself." I said, "What in the shade room is this?" What are you talking about, Edward? This Facebook type discourse. Should the woman, ladies, what do you like this thoughts as message? I don't want to listen to you. What is this about?
I giggled. When I saw your close friends, I giggled. What the frick is this?
Everyone giggled because they said, no way he sent that on LinkedIn.
And speaking of LinkedIn, I will say, I have my notifications on LinkedIn because sometimes it's like, oh, there's this many jobs in your whatever. I'm not looking for another job. I just want to see what's going on. I'm like, whose mouth have I been in to where you need to look up my name? Because I haven't posted since my graduation post.
Yeah.
And people from my job are like, but what at 6:00 at night, why are you on LinkedIn looking me up? I want to know that thought process.
Girl, I had a serial LinkedIn stalker at one point. He would look up my, I knew he went to my school, and I knew we were in the same, department, but we've never spoken. When I tell you, moms, every, 2 weeks, he would look up my profile. Constantly, he would check it. And there was nothing new happening, but I would get notification the same person every single. And LinkedIn, usually they'll be like, someone from this company viewed your. No, they snitched on him every time. They said this man first and last viewed your profile, and it was literally consistent for 3 months, where he would just check my stuff. And then in person, when I finally met him, he was like, "What's your name?"
Let me pull up.
I said, "Well, if we looked at my LinkedIn history, actually, it says you saw my name 30 times."
Bro, one of my high school bullies, and bully is strong, but he was one of the nerds, and it took me a long time to learn coding. He had probably been coding since he was 5. Okay. 5 months in the womb, probably. It said he looked you up, and I said, wow, how the turntable vibe, okay? Because I'm doing money good vibes, okay? And I see you are open to work, okay?
Not you searching.
And how do you remember my name? Because I remember your name, but I remember that face, that forehead, because we both got.
He remember your name. One thing about them people that used to have it out for, or y'all used to be beefing, they gonna remember your name.
Yes. And I was like, all I'm trying to do is learn how to code. And y'all talking about they tried to get me to go to a website to buy RAM. Mind you, RAM is a physical piece of equipment. You can't buy downloadable RAM, but I didn't know. So I'm like, oh, I almost got freaking fished. So yeah, they were literally incels, hated them, super smart, but open to work. So how smart?
Hey.
I don't make the rules.
Maybe we should have played our cards better.
Ting. Okay. Sick. You got one more.
Oh yeah, I did. So this one, someone asked on Twitter, besides apple juice, what's the best juice? And somebody quoted it and said, it's literally any of them biracial cranberry juices.
I get it.
Biracial cranberry. You talking about cran peach, baby?
White cran apple.
What? White cran peach and cran lemonade. Let me tell you, if you have not, I have cran lemonade in the fridge right now.
Yeah, you be stacked and packed.
Stacked and packed. Anytime somebody come over here, they be like, what you got? I got every cran you got. I got every cran available, actually. And then you ain't got no regular juice. I said, this is regular juice.
Regular juice.
Y'all don't drink cran apple? Cran raspberry?
Cran apple, cran grape are my girlies.
Oh, even just regular cran.
I can't do regular cran.
What?
It's too strong. I have to water it down with literally water.
What?
Yeah, it's too strong.
Oh, no. See, I throw that cran in the back of the fridge where it's coldest. Pull that out. It's like wine that's shy. It's so good. It's so good.
It's a strong. Yeah, I'm not a wine girl either, but
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, no, I'm a cranberry girl down. But calling them mixtures of flavors biracial juices is crazy.
Black people have the most creative brains.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, because
By
why?
a long shot.
Why?
Why would you say that?
What?
Oh, wow. This was a great episode.
Fun. I did enjoy it. It was a little rocky, and if we get adjusted.
Y'all not gonna see the rocky parts where my video cut out because it's gonna be edited. But just know the beginning was rocky.
Yeah. But we get in there. This is the start of something new. High School Musical vibes.
I know. This is Gabrielle and Troy. Like the T is for Troy. Like we are in here.
Anyway. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Top 8 Black Girls. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those post notifications. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, we can say that now. Yeah, subscribe and turn your notifications on when we post, and give us a review on Spotify.
And leave a comment.
Thank you.
Ting.
And share with a friend who you think would be a good mom.
Go to our link tree, and if you have any questions, comments, or whatever, just like she said, Brent Fayez hand delivered them tickets to Nasia because they're married, realistically.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe on the way. Just ask a question, ask something, tell us something, whatever you need. And sometimes, if you have a boy question, our girlies love the boy questions. Send them out.
We be answering. We be helping many a relationship or harming. We don't know. We are not lawyers nor are we therapists. So when you send your question in, we gonna say, but do you at the end, just so you can't sue us.
At the end of the day, that's on you. Do you? But I don't know. Okay. But we love y'all, and we will see you guys on video again.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.